It was a freezing cold winter's morning, and snow was laid all over the ground on the island of Sodor. Thomas rolled out of his shed, shivering. He looked towards the sky and saw that it was dark and threatening. His driver saw it too. "Looks like you'll need your snowplough for today, Thomas," he said. "Looks like another heavy fall is coming." Thomas huffed. "No," he said with a frown. "I don't like my snowplough. Besides, it's not snowing now, and my branch line was just cleared yesterday, so I don't need it." "But snowploughs are important, Thomas. No matter if it's snowing or not, better to be safe than sorry, of course." "It's heavy and uncomfortable. They look silly, and the other engines would laugh at me," retorted Thomas. His driver looked at the sky once again. "Well, you are right. It isn't snowing now, but you haven't used a snowplough since last winter when the other one was broken by a rock that was underneath the snow, and I need to make sure if it's in good condition." "All right," grumbled Thomas reluctantly. When he saw the snowplough, Thomas felt like steaming away, but he couldn't do that without his driver and fireman. The driver twisted the screws here and there, and once he was done, Thomas was fitted with his snowplough. Just then, Gordon and Henry steamed out of the shed ready for their day's work. They saw Thomas with his snowplough and laughed. "Look here, Henry. Thomas is wearing his snowplough. You wouldn't see me with that ugly thing," said Gordon. "It's not even snowing," added Henry. "Besides, I wouldn't need a snowplough. I'm strong enough to push the snow aside." And the two engines went about their work. Thomas blushed and looked down. He then looked towards his driver and whispered, "Please take it off." "All right," replied his driver kindly, "but it's still important at this time of the year, so we must come back for it in case of a heavy snowfall." Thomas was right about two things. His branch line was clear, and there was no snow falling from the sky. But it was very cold, and the Fat Controller had told Thomas to make some special deliveries along the main line. His first stop was at Kildane Station. A man was standing on the platform waiting for him. He was the hotel manager who worked at the Summit Hotel at Coldy Fells Summit over in the mountains. "Mighty cold winter we're having, Thomas," he said. "Thank you for bringing these extra blankets. My guests need to be warm, especially with them visiting the mountains." Once he left in his van, Thomas set off again. But as he puffed away to make his next delivery, it started to snow lightly. Later, Thomas pulled into Cronin's Gate Station. He was making a large delivery of snow shovels, gloves, hats and mittens for the post office and general store, located at Glennock on the Scarlowee Railway. Peter Sam was waiting at the station for the items to be loaded. "Thanks, Thomas," he peeped. "The store owner will be very pleased." And he puffed away. But as Thomas made his way, he could see that the light snow was becoming heavier. After his last delivery, Thomas was making his way home. The snow was swirling around him. "I can do it," he said with determination, and he puffed bravely on. He soon arrived at the sheds. Duck, Gordon, Henry and James were there too, as the snow was falling down hard. "I'd never seen it snow so hard," said Henry. Suddenly the Fat Controller hurried to the sheds. "Percy, you're stuck on your branch line, Thomas," he said. Henry, I want you to help since you are the strongest.
Yes, sir, stammered Henry nervously. What's the matter, Henry? Worried by snow, are you? I thought you said you were strong enough to push through it.
That's enough, Thomas,
replied the Fat Controller sternly. Quite right, agreed Henry. I am strong enough to push the snow aside. Just you wait. I'll save Percy quickly and easily. And he puffed away self-importantly. Thomas's driver looked concerned. I have a bad feeling about this snow, he said. I'm putting on your snowplough. Thomas just huffed. Later the engines heard Henry's whistle. Oh good, he's back, whistled Duck. He was right. Henry had come back. But without Percy. I couldn't make it, puffed Henry, who was feeling really tired. The snow is too thick and I almost got stuck. Thomas was about to tease him about snowploughs, but then he saw the Fat Controller looking worried, and he began thinking about Percy still being stranded outside in the freezing cold. Sir, I could do it. I have a snowplough.
Excellent. Go and rescue Percy now.
And Thomas puffed away. The snow was deep and thick, but Thomas managed to get through the drifts. It may have been uncomfortable to wear, but it was getting him through thick and thin, until finally he saw a huge mound of snow in his way. It was Percy! Don't worry, Percy, I'm here to help, whistled Thomas. Percy was too cold to answer, but he was very pleased. Thomas switched tracks. And was soon coupled to Percy, and he took him back to the yards. When he returned to the sheds, the other engines all cheered and whistled for him.
Well done, Thomas,
boomed the Fat Controller. Just then Henry piped up. I'm sorry for being boastful, he apologized. I can see now that snowploughs are important. Indeed they are. Perhaps you should try one, he teased. All the other engines laughed. So did the Fat Controller and Henry.